What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Culture Catch Up, the channel where we, or not the channel, the live podcast. Let me turn down this trailer. Let's try that intro again. You ready? I'm gonna leave. That wasn't good enough for me. Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Culture Catch Up, the live weekly podcast where you guys are in charge of the questions. We're gonna have an awesome chat, lots of different things to talk about. DC has a new owner. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, of course, is a massive area of conversation. And then we have awesome and exciting stuff like Moon Knight, Thor Love and Thunder, and many other things to be excited about. So get your questions ready and let's have a good chat. How's everybody doing today? Who do we have up in the chat? We got Member Boy, Carmelo, It's Just TG, Zach, Yeetmaster, thank you so much for joining. Everybody, welcome in. Movie World, how are you doing, sir? Glad to see you again. And I'm glad to be here. This is one of my favorite parts of the week, the live chat where we get to hang out and, you know, just enjoy each other's company, mostly. So, what are you guys excited about in the movie world right now? What do you guys think? I think I want to do a poll. New setup is cool. Thank you, Verdict. I'm glad you like it. I've recently moved, so this is where we're at now. Boom. You looking for this? You looking for this? I'm glad you're all doing very well. You all seem very excited today. This seems like there's a lot of good energy in the chat today. Let me take one moment to talk about the sponsor of the video. You guessed it, The Coldest Water. I've been working with them for a bit now. They're doing their new hot summer sale. You can use code HOT or click in the description my link, and you can check out their awesome bottles. They're odor proof. They keep your liquids and your hots. They keep your colds and your hots hot and your cold, even though they're the coldest water. It's a really cool design. The bottle's a lot of fun. I've been using their old one that they gave me. They just sent me this new one. You can get it engraved and stuff. My other one has the Cosmic Culture engraved onto it. It's floats in the ocean and in the pool, and it's a lot of fun. So if you are interested in purchasing a new water bottle for the summer, you can check out the link in the description down below and get yourself a nice one. Support the channel, support the Coldest Water. Awesome company. They've been working with the channel for quite some time now. So Liverpool is in the final. That is why I'm live now. I just finished watching the game, and then I came downstairs and I went live. Hello, Epiphany. How are you doing? I didn't go to Costa Rica yet. No, if I do go to Costa Rica, it'll be in May. The problem is it coincides with the Doctor Strange. It coincides with the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness premiere. I'm supposed to get there the 3rd, and the premiere's the 2nd, and then the movie comes out the 6th, and I would be there when the movie comes out. So I'm waiting to figure out a few details before I decide if I'm going. You like my hat? Thank you. I got it from the Moon Knight premiere. Got it from the Moon Knight premiere. It's Just TG23 says, if Thor Love and Thunder end up being a battle between gods, who do you think will win? I don't think Thor Love and Thunder would sum up the entirety of a battle between gods, right? If it does end up being a battle between gods, we have to assume, you know, it's going to be good versus bad at first. And I don't think that the entirety of that fight would end up being decided in one movie. I think that's a big, big fight. Oh, Christian, thank you for the super chat. Says, going to the early premiere on the 5th, also most likely Cthulhu or Nightmare. Yo, I love that they do these early premieres and they let people get in and see them early. It's a super blast. My understanding is that I'll actually be getting to go to the world premiere, the red carpet event, so I'm pretty excited for that. Obviously, Doctor Strange is a massive movie, lots of very talented actors in it, so we'll see what happens. Thor: Love and Thunder, no trailer. Yeah, there is no trailer. This is accurate. Epiphany, how are you doing today? Just checking out. You're the only channel member in here, I think, right now, but thank you for joining, Epiphany. Thank you for being a channel member. Feel free to strut your emotes, guys. Memberships are available. They are not free, but they do come with some really fun perks. One, your name pops up very brightly, so I always see it when you chat and comment. You get the badge, and you get emotes, and, you know, more stuff coming up in the future as well. Will Null show up in Thor 4? At most, they'll tease him. They'll mention his name or his character. I don't think we should be expecting to see him, no. I do not. Other than cameos, which character am I most excited for? Other than cameos? I mean, define what's a cameo and what's not a cameo. Like, if you're talking like main characters, I'm just excited for Doctor Strange. I think Doctor Strange is an awesome character. I'm excited for Wanda. Obviously, I really, really like what Wanda brings to the table. I think she's a very awesome character, and I think Elizabeth Olsen is a super talented actress, and I do not think we're seeing the last of her. But yeah, Doctor Strange, his first movie was very different, very unique, very fun. So I'm very excited for that. I still think Nightmare is the main villain of Multiverse of Madness. You know, I don't necessarily disagree with you. I haven't hard selected what I think yet. A lot of times by now, when the movie's this close to coming out, you know, I talk with some of the other people I know, some of the other YouTubers, Warren specifically, you got Allie from Marvel Minute News and Real Rejects, all those people out there. We all, you know, commune and we chat. And we try to think what we think, right? A lot of stuff we know, because we have people who tell us exactly what's going on, and I'll tell you guys, good 80% of the time those things are right. But, you know, as far as the big bad, how the movie ends, this is something we've heard nothing about. So while I'm sitting here like trying to gather all the information, all the research I do for the videos, for the live streams, just for my own personal knowledge and edification, I don't really know 100% or 80% or to a very strong percent who I think we should be expecting. They've done a very good job keeping this under wraps. So I don't know if it's going to be Nightmare or if it's going to be Cthulhu, or if it really is just going to be Wanda possessed by the Darkhold and no being. So it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Mephisto seems like an end-level boss. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? But you would think that eventually they would start teasing him beyond just little tiny Easter eggs that YouTubers string together. I wonder if Thor will die in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Oof, that'd be crazy. That would be very unexpected. She's an anti-hero because she's in search of her kids. Yeah, well, she's doing her own thing, right? But I think one thing is inevitable. At the end of the movie, at the end of the film, she's going to be good again. Or at least she'll be able to be redeemed. You know, that's something that I think for sure we should be definitely at least expecting. Hey, Chris, what is your box office prediction for Multiverse of Madness? I'm not very good at box office predictions because, quite honestly, I don't much pay attention to the numbers. How much money a movie makes really doesn't affect whether I think it was a good movie or not. I don't base it off of that. I know a lot of people use that as a margin to see, oh, well, this movie made a lot of money. I think that is more about marketing than how good the movie is. You know? Oh, this movie made, you know, $100 million in the first 5 days. It's crazy. It's like, well, that's more about how they marketed the film than how the film actually turned out. I don't honestly know. So I don't usually speak to that. Justine, how you doing? Hi, Chris. How are you doing? I'm chatting while I'm in hospital. We was admitted Monday. I have to have a valve replaced on my heart on Tuesday afternoon, coming 4-hour surgery, then 2 weeks in ICU. Oh no, Justine, that's terrible. Well, I hope I can bring a little bit of joy to your terrible freaking time right now. That is awful to hear. I hope everything goes well. Do let me know. Keep me updated in the comments or in Discord so that I know how you're doing. I hope you the best. My dad is actually also in the hospital right now in the ICU. So I definitely understand the gravity and the sadness of those feelings, and I do wish you 100% the best. Oof, that's always sad to hear. You stay safe, Justine. This chat wouldn't be the same without you. You guys stay safe and get better. Wanda's the main villain is also her attacking Kamar-Taj. Yep, I agree with you. She does attack Kamar-Taj. So do you guys want to talk about spoilers? You know, first off, hit that like button for me. Second, subscribe if you're new to the chat. Welcome to the live podcast, Culture Catch Up, where we talk all news from the week and really anything you guys are interested about. You guys have the hour. Ask your questions and we'll answer them. But you guys want to talk about spoilers? Because I have an idea with a little bit of information as to what exactly kind of the entire beginning is of the film. If you guys want to talk about that, we will. If you don't, we won't. You know, and I'll kind of base that off of whether or not more people say yes than no or vice versa. Do one dance for Justine, only if Justine wants to see me dance. If she sees me dance, she might not like me as much anymore. Good, Justine. Good to hear. She will keep the community informed. Welcome, Mulekboy75. Welcome. She needs Chavez to be able to travel physically in the multiverse. And that's a big part of it, Sam. 100%. Big part of it. Wow, Epiphany. At least you know what's going on. Maybe you can help Justine out a little bit. Calm her down. I can understand. My dad passed away in January in the hospital due to COVID. Oof. A lot of sad stuff going on today, guys. We're really pulling out the heavy. In your opinion, it's Kang. I think that would make perfect sense. But that's the problem, is all of these ideas make perfect sense. You know, Mephisto works. Cthulhu works. Wanda just being evil on her own works. Doctor Strange actually being the villain works. Like, there's a lot of it. There's a ton of different options out there that it could be. And all of them make sense, including Kang. Justine says, Chris, I will save you. No need to dance. A saint. A saint. I absolutely would have done it if you wanted me to. Hey, Chris, do you think the Easter egg to Apocalypse will be shown in Moon Knight, since is his first mutant and from Egypt? You know, it would be a way to really make it go crazy if they did. It would be a really cool way to do it. She will finally catch Chavez and drop Strange in the dead timeline. There, Strange will fight Sinister Strange. Sam's been following along the videos, I think. Let's talk about the Sleepwalker, the leak. I haven't seen that one. Mr. Anderson, hey, can't stay to chat, but we'll listen to the show. Just send an amazing meme to your Twitter if you want to smile. Let's give it a look. Let's see. Is it stream appropriate, Mr. Anderson? You never know with you. You're a bit of a wild cannon. Where is it? Is it this one? Nope, that's not it. I don't see it. Oh, you like messaged it to me. That was actually really, really good. That's fantastic. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yo, Dormammu, how you doing? I miss you. It's been a while since you've popped in by. I know Doctor Strange does things because he wants to do good, but I don't think he understands the consequences of what he does and how it can affect things in a bad way. I 100% agree with you, Yeet Master. I think that's going to be a massive part of what we're going to be learning and experiencing in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I think Doctor Strange has been meddling with a little bit more than he's supposed to, and that is definitely constituted in major part to everything that is also happening right now. It's not all going to be just Wanda's fault. A lot of stuff is going on. If you consider, one sec, I'm fixing the beard for y'all. Perfect. If you consider Loki, WandaVision, Thanos, the Eternals happening in the background, now you got Moon Knight happening all at kind of the same time. It's just too much going on for it to just be one person's fault. This is a lot of people's fault. Spider-Man, a lot of things have happened to cause these problems. Really hoping the movie is what it sets up the mutants, and it can't wait to see the theater reaction. You know, I do believe that this is one of the biggest things that this movie has potential to do is set up the mutants, and you're completely right about that as well. I do hope it lives up to that, or we get something, right? We have to get something out of this movie that can move us forward in the MCU, and that can give us that excitement for Phase 5, Phase 6, and what is the future of the MCU. And this is what we haven't really gotten just yet from Marvel since the beginning of Phase 4. The Disney Plus shows are awesome. They've been a lot of fun. They've introduced a lot of really cool new stuff. But it is different from, here's the big future, here's what's going on. Even Loki, as much as information as we got about, the multiverse, didn't give us a whole lot to build into or to be excited about. After Multiverse of Madness, after Thor Love and Thunder, what's next? Cool, we have a She-Hulk series. Cool, What If 2? We need something to look forward to. Jake Hedge, how you doing? What up, brother? I hope you've gotten a little bit of golfing in. I'm hoping to go next week to hit a few balls, see if I still can. See if I still have that Florida ability. Allie, everybody can hear you. Do you think Doctor Strange will have the hardest time to control the multiverse, or is the multiverse going to explode and introduce Deadpool or the Fantastic Four or mutants? I think most likely what we get out of this is mutants, right? Or does anybody disagree? Like, I'm not saying we're going to get mutants, but most likely that's what we're going to be getting. Epiphany says, the biggest advice I'll give is be very, very careful in how much you lift. It's easy to get a hernia post-op. Good to know, Epiphany. Chris, I think this Marvel year and next year with all of its epic movies, this is Marvel's year, and there's a lot of opportunity here. But what I'm saying specifically about that is they do have to seize the opportunity, right? They can't just announce 1,000 projects and none of them give us anything exciting for the future. Does that make sense? I'm going to need to see something concrete, like, hey, here are the mutants. Hey, here's the Fantastic Four. Here's some Kang information about the big bad behind all of the MCU. Stuff like that just needs to be crazy. Jake says, I was at the range last night. Did okay. I'm sure you're still a Florida golfer with your skills. I hope so. Do you believe the rumor about Hugh Jackman Wolverine coming back? You know, there isn't actually a rumor. At the moment, the rumor is that he isn't coming back. What I honestly believe is that it's more likely he will come back for a small cameo than he won't, especially since Patrick Stewart's involved. Those are my feelings specifically. Do you believe, I just read that one, Infinity War, Endgame, WandaVision, Loki, Eternal, Spider-Man, No Way Home have all deep endings, so is Marvel going on more darker endings? You know, and individually, all of those endings, as dark and as mysterious as they are, haven't really brought us to what's the big idea. You know, we talk about Secret Wars or Galactus, or I'm trying to think what other big things we've really been talking about, but we don't have an actual answer. We don't even have an Avengers team right now, and all that stuff has to be developed. But we have to have hints of that so we can get excited as a fan base, because what's going to happen is people will start being not excited, and that's just not going to be enough. Chris, I was wondering why the Eternals and Morbius not been the best. Should we be worried? Also, I like them. Well, Morbius and the Eternals are two very unrelated projects. One was completely by Sony that doesn't even exist inside the MCU, and one was a new story that was being created in the MCU. So we have to follow that entire direction. We have to figure out, you know, what exactly it is that they want, and then we'll get that information. So it's like when we first got the Guardians of the Galaxy, it's something new. When we first got Ant-Man, it's something new that will eventually lead to the next big thing. Jake says, Marvel doesn't know what they're doing, Chris, and it has seemed obvious to me. They haven't had a direction or haven't given multiversal rules. Ever since Infinity War, the movie has had reshoots. Every movie has had reshoots. Yeah, I don't disagree with you, Jake, but at the same time, I don't have enough evidence to 100% agree with you. I don't disagree that this is what I'll say. We are skating a very thin line where one way we fall, it falls into absolute terror and destruction, and one way we fall into, wow, Marvel and Disney have done it again. And that line is so thin, and they've created that line themselves because, let's be honest, the Infinity Saga was fantastic. Very, very, very few falls in the entirety of the 23 movies that created the Infinity Saga. Now they're trying to back that up with the new big thing, and at the moment, I think, and I want to give credit to the possibility that they're just planting seeds in a lot of different directions, and soon we're going to get a big answer, and all those seeds will start to grow. And I think Multiverse of Madness is really where we need to start getting that big answer. We've seen little connections across the entirety of the projects we've gotten so far, but there hasn't been that big moment. So we do need to get that, and it's about time, and I do think that Multiverse of Madness has to make that happen. Do I think Multiverse of Madness will be a good movie story-wise? I do. I think that maybe fans will get caught up in, oh no, Hugh Jackman didn't show up, or oh no, Wanda's the bad guy and I don't want her to be. But I think that the movie on its own is going to be very, very fine. The question is, how much have you guys overhyped yourself or over-speculated? You know, people always accuse me of all I do is speculate, just watch the movie. Like, well, this is my job. You know, this is what I do, and I have fun doing it. But I don't feel like the movies are ever ruined for me. You know, I was at the point where I was saying No Way Home, if the other two Spider-Men don't show up, and at this time I was pretty much 99% sure they were going to show up. But if the other two Spider-Men don't show up, it won't be the end of the world for me. I would not have been upset. Like, I would have still enjoyed the movie. Was it enhanced because they did show up? 100%. I absolutely adored the film because they were in it. But I would have had just as fun watching a movie without the other two Spider-Men in it than with them. And if you go through that entire movie and you just take those two out, and you replace their scenes with, you know, MJ and Ned, or maybe an Avenger showing up, you know, Doctor Strange, and one other Avenger shows up to help. Falcon, Captain America shows up, and he's like, hey, I'll take care of you, kid. Iron Man's gone. Steve's gone, but I'm here to help you. Something like that. It would have been just as equally as an exciting film. Maybe not as nostalgic, maybe not as because you have to have that expectation that at the end of the day it is a movie. It's not life or death, right? And we can enjoy them without being overcritical. And I think that's something that really defines my channel, my YouTube channel, Cosmic Culture, is we aren't overcritical. I'm not sitting here saying, wow, the CGI in this one scene was so bad, and wow, the acting here was so bad, and wow, this story was so bad. I'm a very forgiving person, and I appreciate that this is entertainment. It's not life or death. This is something to enjoy. There's no reason to nitpick, and it's something we can all have a very good time with. Those are my feelings. Yeah, they can make it work and come back, but everything has been stalled. But maybe they're waiting. Just hope they give us a direction soon. I agree, Jake. We are definitely coming up to that point where it's like, okay, give us something now. Something now. We want it, you know? And they're sitting there packing themselves in the back like, ooh, Spider-Man No Way Home did so well. Oh, Doctor Strange is going to do fantastic. Oh, everybody loves Moon Knight and our Disney Plus shows. We do need something that's pushing us forward. I don't know if y'all agree. Other rumors, the TVA will make an appearance in the Multiverse of Madness. Even a cameo would make sense. I've actually heard zero about the TVA or Loki being directly involved in Doctor Strange, other than people saying it would make a lot of fun. Like, that's how I see. Like, it would make sense. It would be enjoyable. It would be cool to see, but I haven't heard anything that says, hey, the TVA and Loki are showing up. Just to answer that question. What if Wanda finds out her children are mutants? So maybe the only way to get them back is to say something like, bring me mutants, and that's what causes the mutants to come into the MCU. And that's fine. And I don't necessarily have an issue with that. Do I think that that's a little cheesy? A little bit. A little bit. But is there something wrong with that? No. I'm not anti that idea. Epiphany says, Chris, I agree with you. Marvel can plant seeds, but they need a connecting piece. Otherwise, it's DC's multiverse, random everywhere. See, and that's a big point, and that's, I think, what Jake is also trying to say as well, is we need to have those answers. We need to have that, okay, guys, here you go. And until we get there, we're all going to be a little bit worried. Mr. Anderson says, you don't prioritize being right, you prioritize loving the shows, and that's 100% it. The point of a fandom is to be fans. You know, we don't work for Marvel. And yeah, maybe we have some really fun ideas, but you don't understand, and I don't understand what it's like to actually try to make something like this happen, and how difficult it really is to get the pieces together, to have every director work together, to have an actor sign a contract for 10 movies and then actually pull through and be there the whole time. You know, and I think if we really consider all the different moving parts, the budgets, the story, hey, how true do we want to stay to the comics versus how much do we want to surprise people? Like, if we stay exactly true to the comics, everybody's going to know what's going on all the time. So we have to mix things up. But then people whine we're not comic book accurate. But then people whine we're too easily, you know, predictable, or that we're just copying old stories. Like, we are so unpleasable, and it drives me nuts, you know. Oh, it's not comic book accurate, or oh, this story is, they already did this story. It's like we complain about the same thing over and over again into misery. If you guys really sit there and think about, you know, you guys read comments, you guys are involved, you guys are sitting here on a Saturday watching a live show talking about Marvel. We sit there and we talk about how the story's too similar to other stories and they're just rewriting stuff that's already happened, or it's not comic book accurate enough, or wow, this is really bad, this CGI. Like, look at what we have. Look at what was created for us over a dream. It started in a cave with a man in 2008, Iron Man. Who knew then, as little me was sitting in a theater watching Iron Man going, this is the coolest thing ever, that we would be here. That I would have a YouTube channel dedicated to talking about Marvel with Marvel fans. Let's make the most of it. You know, I'm kind of on a soapbox right now, but let's make the most of what we have. Let's have a positive identity with this entertainment, right? This isn't politics. This isn't world hunger. This isn't many other issues that probably do need to be scrutinized and brushed over with a fine tip comb. This is something that requires us to just decide we want to enjoy it. I feel like White Vision has to show up in Multiverse of Madness. He showed up and flew off, and I would like some answers about him. Feel like he is Vision now because he has his memories. And that's 100% a possibility. I think Warren did a video. I know Warren did a video 2 days ago about how it would make sense for White Vision. But much like with Loki, we haven't heard anything about White Vision. So it might be, you know, the best secret. Or it might be a little bit different as well. Like, I don't know the answer about White Vision, but it would make sense if he did come back. Honestly, don't think anyone ever complained the story was not comic book accurate. Au contraire, friend. I have a YouTube channel, and I get told all day long as I'm reading everybody's comments. I mean, I get thousands of comments a day, and I'm not a massive channel. All day long. this isn't comic book accurate. This person doesn't look comic book accurate. This story doesn't line up with how it was in the comics. So this is how it has to be because it was in the comics. And when I say something simple like, I'm excited to see this, for example, Gore the God Butcher, he looks different than he looks in the comics from what we've seen. We don't even have a real official first look at him yet. But just from the leaks and from what we've seen on toys, he looks different than he looked in the comics. So many people, because I said in a video when we got the first toy leak of him, he looks kind of good. I'm excited for what he looks like. He looks very well put together. The veins, he has a nose and he doesn't have tentacles, and people are losing their crap. That's not what he looks like in the comics. Go read the comic then. You know, this isn't the comics. Is it possible for this movie to break Endgame's box office record? I don't think Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness possesses the hype. Because you have to appreciate box office and isn't just quality of movie. It's quality of marketing and hype. And Spider-Man No Way Home had so much hype, and Endgame had created 23 movies worth of excitement. So I don't think so. I don't think so. Any prediction on when the Thor 4 trailer comes out? You know, I've heard Monday. And I know we've been talking about this for a while, and we've said Monday a few times, but I've heard Monday. Do you think Wanda remembers Peter after No Way Home? I don't think it's going to matter immediately. Maybe eventually it will, but I don't think right now it's going to matter. Mr. Anderson says, I'm totally easy to please as long as it's a good story, which just happens to be MCU's speciality. It's an amazing time to be a fan. Very nice. Unknown, I am the big bad, and my presence will be terrifying. Fair enough. Fair enough. What will his purpose be for the future? Whose purpose? Which Tobey Spider-Man suit is the best, 2002 or 2004? I'm a big fan of the 2002 suit. It was and remains to me one of the best suits. Spider-Man, Tom Holland's Spider-Man suit that we saw at the very end of Spider-Man No Way Home does have potential to be my favorite. I have to see it a little bit better. Aesthetic's completely different issue from story components, taking liberties which with appearance is completely unnecessary. I don't agree. I don't agree at all. I think they're recreating, and then that's okay. It's not an argument. I don't hate people for that who have that opinion, but it's not anybody's job to recreate something that has existed. And if you look in the comics, characters change all the time. I mean, Moon Knight's original existence wasn't even Egyptian lore. He was Moon Knight because he was hunting a werewolf, and he was a bad guy who was supposed to take down werewolf by night. And he was Moon Knight because werewolves and moons make sense. And then later they retconned it and completely changed it. Spider-Man has had different outfits in the comics. Several different comics. So why is it if a comic book changes something, it's okay? Right? If they go back and rewrite Gore's story and they make him look a little bit different, that's completely fine because it's a comic book. But since it's in a movie, it's not okay. I don't agree with that. I don't think it matters what they used to look like. And yeah, get inspiration. Make him look somewhat familiar, which is what they've done with Gore, for example. Gore's just an example because it's recent. And make it fun. Make it fun. And that's completely fine if you disagree with me. I don't care at all. And not in like a derogatory way. You can 100% disagree with me on that. And I appreciate your opinion. Maybe comic books were something even more special to you than maybe they were to me. I read comic books. I'm familiar with a lot of the very popular and some less popular comic book stories. But I am not opposed to seeing changes and seeing something new and seeing something fresh. But at the same time, I'm not upset if things don't change and if they do copy the comics. Oscar Isaac is killing it as Moon Knight. He is so perfectly cast. He's doing an incredible job being the same person, but a different person at the same time. We're going to get, hopefully, even more depth of that coming up very soon with more introductions. And I cannot wait to see where Moon Knight ends up taking us and how it moves into the future of the MCU. It's an absolute blast at the moment. Sometimes the comic book appearance isn't humanoid, and you don't get nearly as good of a performance for a completely CGI character with limited facial expression. May not have a face. And that's also true. There are limitations to putting something on a big screen that although, there's CGI, anything's possible. Yeah, that's true, but not always. Not always. Jake Hedge, not to worry, everyone. If phase 4, 5, 6 suck, we can always rewatch the first 3 phases. Yeah, we'll just start watch parties over, guys. You know, if in the next few years we're not happy with what happened with Marvel, we'll just have Iron Man watch party, and we'll watch it like it was the first time we've ever seen it. That's 100% a possibility too. You know, we'll just go back to what we loved. Do you think Mephisto will show up before Galactus? I'm still not convinced Mephisto will ever show up. And here's why. There are certain issues with putting a devil, we'll say, in the movie. And I don't think necessarily we all can always appreciate what those problems are or what they can be. I'm trying to see if I can find this trailer real quick. One sec, guys. I want to play in because here it is. Ugh. The greatest threat. Mute. Okay. In China, they will not allow movies to release if they have certain things. You know, in many aspects, and as assaulting as it might be to some of you guys, China will not allow anything with any type of, you know, gay footage show in their country. You know, whether they're closed-minded, I'm not getting into the politics of it, but that's just the fact of the matter. They don't let anything that shows any type of altered history to what they teach. So if we start talking about World War II and how China was involved, that's not going to be allowed. They're going to cut that out of the movie, or the movie's not going to be played. They have very, very high control over what is allowed in their country. Demons, specifically devil-appearing demons that show the proof of God and the devil, are not allowed in their movies. They never get allowed. So if Marvel wants to sit here and be like, oh yeah, the devil made Wanda do it, right, to try to simplify it, that movie is at risk of not being played in China. Now, China is making way too much money for Disney for them to be like, okay, well, we're just not going to release the movie in China then. So I don't know. It has to change. A lot of things have to change for a character like that to be safely put into a movie. And Disney's already changed a lot of stuff to release movies in countries like China, or in countries like, you know, I'm trying to think off the top of my head what other countries do that, but a lot of the Middle Eastern countries have specific rules on religious aspects of movies and current days look at sexual orientation and all stuff like that can't be in films, and they have to edit it out or the movie doesn't get to go. So that's where we're at. And it's just too much logistical stuff for Disney to add that. I'm going rogue here, but I really think and hope that Nightmare is in the movie. He was supposed to originally, and it sounds like they have hinted at him in the trailer. I agree, Jake. If I could pick anybody out of Cthulhu, Mephisto, Nightmare, I would pick Nightmare. I think he's most likely. I think it would be the most fun to see. And I think they've definitely hinted at him the most. Whether that's trying to throw us off and make us think that that's what's going to happen, because that's what they do nowadays, is really try to confuse us, then so be it. But I do think I agree with you. If I could pick anybody, it would be Nightmare. And I think a lot of people agree with you on that. Spider-Man No Way Home didn't release in China, and it killed the box office. Good for Sony, not bending the knee to China. Actually, I think it eventually did release in China, Jake. Way later on. But I do think it did eventually release. I could be wrong, though. I think we will definitely get hints that Mephisto has always been there, but we're definitely not going to get fully introduced to him. Yeah, and you never know what's the line for the Chinese government to say, yeah, Disney, we're not playing your movie in our country. Like, oh. So they have to be very careful skirting that line as well. Do I know Superman? Not personally. Big Bad is Strange literally told us Wanda is secondary and she's going into the mystical multiverse era of Marvel. I appreciate and value your opinion, but do you believe something just because that's what they told us? Because they've lied to us a lot through trailers and marketing. That's all I'll say about that. Spider-Man made $2.5 billion without China when it released. Yeah, you don't need China. I don't think they need China. Yeah, no, they released it in China eventually. Because that's the money. They're not going to miss out on that money. It's just they make way too much money from releasing films, selling toys. Little Chinese kids love superheroes. And that's fine. And I want them to watch these movies. I want them to enjoy them. But it has to fit that mold so that the world can watch these films. What is the movie you are looking forward to the most in Marvel? Mine is Black Panther 2. Mine probably was Multiverse of Madness. Even more than back when we were talking No Way Home, I was saying I'm more excited for Multiverse of Madness because I do think the implications and the possibilities of this film are next level. Absolutely next level. Money is money. And at the end of the day, this company exists to make money. Right, Winter Soldier? We're not ready for the powerful character like Mephisto. I hope after Kang, Mephisto will be the main villain of the next phase. You know, I think Doom is going to be the real next big bad. And if it isn't Doom, then Marvel's missed. It needs to be Doom, even more than Kang. Kang can be the sub-villain for a few movies, for a few phases maybe, but I think the next Thanos level big bad needs to be Doctor Doom. Hey Chris, did you see what looks like a face underneath the Marvel logo in one of the Doctor Strange trailers? And what do you think it could be? I did a whole video on it yesterday, Jason. A whole 11-minute long video, and I just talked about the possibilities. What could the face be? If you ask me, he looks more like Chester the Cat from Alice in Wonderland than any other actual villain. It doesn't look like anybody. If anybody, maybe, if you want to go off of appearance, it looks like maybe Nightmare, but it doesn't look like anybody. It's just a possible face that could be a hint that Marvel's trying to give us for the fun of it, just so we talk about it. Is Tobey Maguire Spider-Man going to appear in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? You know, if a Spider-Man comes, it's going to be his. If we get a Spider-Man, it will be Tobey Maguire. Yeah, I hope it's Doom too. Doom is a lot of fun. Doom is a ton of fun. I think Defender Strange is awesome looking. Yeah, he looks really, really cool. Really, really fun. Next big bad is Galactus. Marvel said he's going to be teased in over 10 movies. No, there was a leak that said that. Marvel never officially said that. There was a leak that said that he was going to be teased. And I'm pretty sure it came from Daniel RPK. I could be wrong. I don't remember necessarily off the top of my head. But yeah, no, it was definitely a leak. Not Marvel officially saying that. I remember the report specifically, actually. Chester the Cat. They should do a crossover with Howard the Duck. Need an origin video of Doctor Doom? I can do an origin video of Doctor Doom. Will people want that? I could do that. He's got a pretty awesome origin, actually. It's built with despair and sadness. So definitely something that could be really, really fun. Alley Cat, come say hi to the people. She said, hold on. She said, screw those people. 3 of them have one eye closed, but not the other 3. Any idea what that could mean? I'm not sure what you're referring to. I apologize. Marvel loves toying with our emotions. Oh, almost too much. Everybody, the wonderful Alley Cat. Or Allie from Marvel Minute News. Go check her out. Marvel Minute News in YouTube. Search it. Go now. Search it now. Go subscribe. She does great work. What she does is she doesn't talk as long as I do. She just says, hey guys, here's the news. I'm not going to talk anymore. Goodbye. Whereas I sit there like, hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Comic Culture, the channel where we talk all major movie and television news, theories, breakdowns, and much, much more. Today we're going to be talking about this super cool secret hidden detail that came out in this new little hidden Easter egg from the Guardians of the Galaxy second movie, and we're going to be talking about how that has... She'd just be like, all right guys, here's the news. Goodbye. So if you want that, if you want to check out Marvel Minute News, and you haven't already, if you don't know who Allie is, let's pull her up real quick. If you just go to YouTube or Google Marvel, she's pretty big. You just have to type Marvel Minute News. If I know how to spell it. Minute News. Right, I spelled it wrong and she'll show up. Ready? Ready? There she is. Marvel Minute News on YouTube, the first one. Go over here, hit the subscribe button, hit the little notification bell, and show some love to Allie. She's been doing an awesome job. Okay, you can leave now. Okay, we're having a very deep conversation, and we don't need your pheromones ruining it. Be gone. Be gone. Close my door. That was Allie, everybody. Wonderful. Wonderful person. If you haven't already, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Say hi. I'd like to meet you guys. Her videos are straight to the point. No filler. This is accurate, Jason. That was the idea when we came up with Marvel Minute News, because I constantly get told by people that I talk too much. But that's fine. That's how I talk, you know. That's why I'm able to sit here for an hour and talk with you guys live. I have a lot of ideas, and I have zero problem talking about it. I'm not wordy. I'm deep. I'm not wordy. I don't have to be wordy. I like to go over the details, and I have a lot of research that I do, and I add extra details. Not everybody wants the extra details, but a lot of people do like the extra details. I hope Tubby doesn't fight her. He would get ripped apart. Anybody that fights her going to lose. It's just true, Jake. Anybody that fights her is going to lose. No, Allie is not the cat. Allie is my wife. The cat is Felix. Felix the leopard. You can click here too. Oh, look, Marvel Minute News. Jumping in real quick. Trying to steal more of my thunder. You are late again, Goof Fanatic. At this point, you're on time. My country banned Eternals and edited out the kiss from No Way Home. But let us watch it, though I watched Eternals online. So yeah, they edit out different stuff. What country are you from, Yosef? In one of the new TV spots, we can see a clearer shot of the Book of Vishanti. Oh, how cool. I'll have to look for that. Hi, guys. Hey, sorry, Chris. I have to leave. Have a fun stream. It's all right. It's just TG23. Thanks for hanging out this long. Absolute blast. Absolute blast. Jake Hedge, yeah, not even a scuffle for Wanda. Flick of the wrist and he's dust. Yeah, that's Wanda's strong. Like, there's no lie about that. I have 7 PhDs. Trust me, I know wordy. I'm not wordy. I'm deep. I'm deep. My papers are deep. Come on, just give it to me. You have 7 PhDs. You don't need this. I do. I have 0 PhDs. Chris, what do you think will be the voice of... Who do I think will be the voice of Galactus? Liam Neeson. That's a joke. Toby won't fight Wanda. She's just trapped them in a hex. If she can break the mirror dimension that trapped our sacred timeline, Peter, she's OP and she's going toe-to-toe with Captain Marvel. Oh, easily going toe-to-toe. I don't think anybody should be rooting for Captain Marvel in that fight. Saudi Arabia. That's another country that, yes, does a lot of censorship, 100%. You are accurate in that. How strong do I think Ghost Rider is if you ranked him with other powerful people? He probably a low B, high C tier fighter. Hey, which character do you look forward to show up in Multiverse of Madness? I really hope this is how we get the big boy. Deadpool. Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. Deadpool. Here's the Deadpool. You guys want to see this Deadpool? Tell me this isn't one of the coolest figures you've ever seen. That's my Deadpool right there. Too bad. The big bad is Wanda. The MCU is giving us their version of the Molecule Man in Wanda. Yeah, very likely. Is it possible that White Vision made the Stark bots that are in the trailer? Unlikely. White Vision specifically, unlikely. Do you think White Vision will save Wanda or die since it's not her vision? That's a good question. I feel like you don't save White Vision unless he's going to be in for a bit. It doesn't make sense for him to fly away and be saved just to be murdered the next time we see him. A Deadpool Spider-Man R-rated movie would be the best thing ever. That is the guy from Fortnite. You're very right, Jacob. Yeah, I need a Deadpool X Spider-Man movie. Not necessarily versus. I want to see them team up. I have that one as well. Do you have the talking Deadpool head? I don't have the talking Deadpool head, sadly. If I'm not being biased, I feel like Deadpool could beat Moon Knight if he really wants to. You know, believe it or not, Deadpool actually has defeated pretty much everybody in the canonized Marvel comics. So he could do. He could beat anybody, but I guess anybody could beat anybody. It just depends on what the story needs to happen. But if we're going off of power and capability alone and trying to compare it like a bunch of crazy people, then yeah, I think Deadpool could beat most people. Doesn't make him the strongest. I don't think he's the most powerful. I think he's capable. Is Strange Supreme going to be reappearing character in Doctor Strange 2, or do you think he's only one scene? What do you think? I'm unsure. I feel like maybe Strange Supreme's already dead. And he sacrificed himself to save his world. Something like that. Because we haven't actually seen Strange Supreme yet. What do you think the credit scenes in Multiverse of Madness will look like? So we've had a few different leaks, I'll call them. But I've heard several now, so I don't know what to believe or if they've changed it. One was Deadpool. One was the very, very end where we get a first look at Kang. One was one that reintroduces Dormammu and his lifeline, his family line. That's what I've been hearing. Could Thanos kill Deadpool without the stones? It's hard to kill Deadpool. Like, actually kill Deadpool, it's hard. The only way to really kill Deadpool is to get rid of his powers. Now, if Thanos had the stones, obviously he could get rid of his powers. But without the stones, he couldn't get rid of his powers. So he could slash and slash and slash and kill him for eternity. But he always going to come back. That's the thing about Deadpool. Death couldn't kill Deadpool, so yes, you're right. But yes, the writers can write what they wish for the story. Yeah, and that's a big part of it. Death could not kill Deadpool. Actually, Death and Deadpool were in love for the longest time. Thanos and Deadpool both fought over Death's love at one point, and Deadpool actually ended up winning. It's funny. Has a phone app that contacts to it, eye movement, etc. Got the side eye from wifey for spending $100 on it. Oh no. Not the side eye. That's so sad. I hope they don't save the Thor trailer. Yeah, I was talking about that in a Thor trailer video I did not long ago, and I agree with you, and that was my thoughts too. I hope this isn't like the new thing they want to do. It's not as exciting. You know, you just left a movie, you're super pumped up and excited for the story of what you just watched, and oh, here's a trailer too. Like the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness trailer came out right after No Way Home. How am I supposed to process that trailer when I just watched Spider-Man No Way Home? There's just no way. I never watched WandaVision, and Cosmic Wonder said you need to watch it to understand Multiverse of Madness. So is there a way you can explain it all in 50 seconds? Oh, let's see. Everybody can rate me how I do. I'll give it my best shot. Wanda finds herself living in a small town in the middle of nowhere after she's gone and stolen the remains of Vision's body. She then wakes up one morning married to Vision and pregnant and living the perfect wife lifestyle, but a lot of weird things keep happening around her. It's later revealed that she's actually taking control of this entire town with her powers subconsciously. She didn't do it on purpose. She's just so distraught and sad that she ended up bringing Vision back to life in her own powers. He wasn't actually back to life. It was just inside this dome inside the city. If Vision was to leave, he would fall apart and die. Right? So she had hexed this specific town, took control of everybody in it, and made them play characters in this world that she had created around her that jumps through different time frames that ended up being movies that she watched and shows that she watched with her family. We learn how she got her powers, that specifically she got her powers from the Infinity Stone, but she had something else that made them exist. Also, we find out that Agatha was a witch who was coming to defeat her, or to steal her powers more specifically, because she possesses chaos magic and is a Nexus being. The ending of the movie is they send in a fake Vision to try to kill her because the military's outside trying to stop her. Agatha's inside trying to take away her power, and she ends up using her fake family in the town to defeat Agatha, trapping her in this type of weird reality. And then she also ends up defeating the White Vision. Vision helps for that to happen. White Vision leaves, now having the memories of Vision. So that Vision is gone because she undoes her hex. Her children are lost. Everything goes back to normal. Wanda realizes what she was doing was wrong. She wasn't doing it intentionally. She goes into hiding with the Darkhold and starts studying it. And at the very end, we hear that she is listening to her children in the multiverse. There were some other details obviously in there, but that's pretty much what's going on. With what they've done to Miss Marvel's powers, they basically flushed the Inhumans. Her powers are now bands and not inhuman in nature. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. They've changed Miss Marvel a lot, and I don't know what the purpose was other than maybe to fit her in because there aren't Inhumans. But it's interesting, isn't it? She hexed the town of Eastview, making it Westview, and commonly overlooked point. The town of Westview never really exists. You're 100% right, Winter Soldier. You are 100% right. 5 stars. I heard it all. Well, there you go. That was my rundown. Well done explaining WandaVision. It's actually a pretty complicated series. Like, if you're watching it, I remember the watch parties for WandaVision, and it was an absolute blast. 9.9 out of 10. Shut up, Marvel Minute News. Winter Soldier, I just rewatched some X-Men movies, and her ability to take power question a lot. Yeah, Rogue is a weird character who has changed a lot throughout the years, both on screen and in the comics and in shows. Is Namor confirmed in Black Panther 2? No. He was going to be the main villain prior to the passing of Chadwick Boseman. Is he officially confirmed? No. Is he going to be in it? 90% yes. Hey Chris, any thoughts on Charlize Theron, whose name I always pronounce incorrect, playing Clea rumors? I've heard them. I don't disbelieve them necessarily. I don't know if I 100% agree with Clea showing up. I don't know if that makes sense. But I would say It would be a good cast if they did go that direction. Do you think what happened with Ezra Miller, Warner Brother might fire him and kind of like what almost happened with Amber Heard? It sounds to me like the plan is they're going to release the Flash film, and then they're going to try to replace him as the Flash later. Honestly, at this point, DC just got bought by by Discovery. They need to just clear it. They can finish the Batman and make it its own thing. They need to start over. Completely recast everybody. As sad as that is. I love Jason Momoa. Wonder Woman is perfectly cast, but they need to completely start over. Don't make a DC movie for 3 years. Finish the Batman series. Do Aquaman 2. Kind of say goodbye to everybody. And then from there, they can continue on, I think. I think that's the only way to do it. One sec, my brother's texting me. So yeah, I personally think we finish off the movies we have. Maybe even stop Black Adam from coming out. As terrible, it's so awful. Hold Black Adam and wait. Let it come out in the future with the new stuff. Completely stop everything. Start over. Black Adam can come out in the future. Shazam can remain because he hasn't come out yet. By Goofanatic. But I just don't want them to try to fix it. They just need to start over. Oh no, their movies are all over the place, and they make good individual films. Welcome to Live, John. How you doing? Welcome. Any news on Mando Season 3? I haven't actually heard. I actually haven't heard anything about Mando Season 3. What happened to Ezra Miller? He got arrested in Hawaii for threatening to kill 2 people. But yeah, they need to just kind of be done with the DCEU. They need to start over. If they hold Black Adam and release it later, they can bring Shazam over because Shazam hasn't really connected to anything. And they just need to start over. It's sad to say. Maybe save Peacemaker because he's not really super connected to anything yet. But that's my thoughts. It's sad because that would mean we lose Gal Gadot. We don't really have a Batman. Maybe Robert Pattinson can exist in the same universe as the new DC. Right? That's what you do. You uncanonize Shazam. You don't release Black Adam. And you say, look, this is the Batman. Here's Shazam and Black Adam. They exist in the Batman's universe. And then introduce new characters well and make one super duper fun movie series. That's what they need to do. Moon Knight Episode 3 literally just turned the sky black back in time. What do you think about that? I don't think it was a permanent change. I think it got sent back. But we'll see. What up, Chris? I finally made a live chat. I already read that. Agreed. Yeah, it's super crazy. It's super crazy that DC's in the position it's in. I don't know. I think they need to just start over from scratch. Don't try to save any of your shows. Shazam and Black Adam have hope. Batman has hope if they want to use Robert Pattinson and just say everything exists in his universe right now. Move Shazam and Black Adam into that universe, and you've started with some origin movies. Introduce a few new characters, a new Superman. I think it would be a lot of fun. Peacemaker is screwed because Ezra showed up in it with the other Justice League. Yeah, but they could always edit that like they did with Star Wars, adding the Force ghosts in later. Thoughts on Multiverse of Madness post-credit scene? Kang appearance, maybe? I've heard a Kang appearance, yes. Wait, characters possibly die in Thor 4? Ooh, anybody could really die. I mean, Thor himself could die. I don't think he would, but he could. Anybody really is up for grabs. Watching the whole DCEU drama makes me appreciate how well planned the MCU was even more. And it's true, because it's expected. This many people working on this many projects with their own interpretations, they need a Feige. They need a guy in charge, and they haven't had it. Who would win between a fight, Wanda and Strange? It would be a good close fight. I would put my guess on Wanda. Where is the hype for Jurassic World Dominion? Where is the hype for Jurassic World Dominion? I saw a really cool poster yesterday, but not much going on. Nobody really talking about it. But I guess that's because there's not much to talk about. It is what it is. When it come out, it's going to be a lot of fun. Kind of like with Fantastic Beasts. Like, it came out. I haven't even seen it yet. It's just kind of hiding in the background right now. A lot of weird stuff. We're still in a very weird pandemic transition, and hopefully it gets better. No, I don't believe Loki will be in Thor: Love and Thunder. Yeah, and a lot of people have that opinion, but if you want to get to a DC where we have a Marvel-like DC universe, a DC universe, a DCU, I don't know what you want to call it. They need to make decisions. We don't need 6 Batmans. We don't need another Batman. And we don't need to bring back an old Batman. We need one Batman. So Robert Pattinson's universe might be the only way we're actually going to be getting it. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Very excited for the Dominion. The Jurassic World series was very well done. The whole trilogy was very good. Do I think Deadpool will show up in Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness? If I had to say yes or no, I would say yes. Killing Kang isn't that easy, buddy. Yeah, hopefully. If they do make it that easy, then they've wasted a character. 100% agree. 100% agree. Love the Moon Knight hat. Thank you. I got it from the world premiere, from the red carpet event. Went with my daughter to see Fantastic Beasts last night. Was a good movie. That's good to hear. I'm still a little upset about the whole Johnny Depp thing myself, but that's good to hear. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. 6 Batmans. We don't need 6. We don't need 7. We don't need 8. We don't need 2. We need 1 Batman, 1 Gotham, 1 Joker, and they need to go and make it happen. And then they can connect it later on after the trilogy's over if they want. That would be the most fun way to do it. Don't make Batman's second movie Batman versus Superman. Give Batman an entire trilogy on his own. Right? And then connect it. That would be more fun. Yeah, just like what Jake just said. Give Batman his trilogy alone. And then introduce him to Black Adam and introduce him to a Superman. Let's do a new Superman trilogy. And let's just do Superman on his own. Let's do Black Adam and Shazam. They can intermingle because they're supposed to, Black Adam movie, Shazam, Shazam 2, Black Adam 2. Okay, Shazam 3 is Black Adam introduced, and then Black Adam 3 is Shazam. Do that. Okay, cool. Do an Aquaman movie. Make it just Aquaman. Start over. Do a Wonder Woman movie. Make it just Wonder Woman. Start over. Flash. Same thing. Do 3 movies with each character completely alone, and then 8-10 years from now, do a Justice League with all of those characters who have defined storylines. And in those movies, you can have little tiny connecting pieces. It has to be that way. It has to be that way. You can't just be like, oh, here's the Justice League. Let's go make movies later. It doesn't work. It didn't work, and it's not going to work. A surfer dude, Chris, Thor from an alternate universe. Party Thor. You guys are awesome. Have a great day. Thanks for joining. Guys, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. If you'd like to become a member, you can click down below or find the join button. We got a few members in chat. Jake Hedge, Epiphany, Mr. Anderson, thank you for joining. You guys can spam your emotes if you want. Show a little bit of love. You do get a few perks. I always see your chats because they show shiny green. You get a little badge. I'll see you guys in comments and videos as well. And, of course, the emotes that I created for you guys. How can the DC universe be saved? I just went over it. They need to start it over. There's no saving what we have. They completely need to start it over. Maybe I'll do a little rant on it later today. I'll do a video, not today, but next week. Just completely going over why it's complete failure. I'm actually thinking about doing an entire Phase 4 recap, too. I might, because that whole doing that WandaVision thing gave me an idea. So I'll just jump through the entire, what we have before Multiverse of Madness. In the comics, Wanda absorbed Cthulhu and the Darkhold to become the Elder Goddess of Chaos. Do you think we will ever see that in the MCU? No. Still here. Just wishing you all a great day. Well, I'm glad you're still here. Agatha's show might introduce a big bad. No might be introduced. Multiverse might be introduced, a big bad. And then there's King. I just hope they make it all work if they do this. They'll make it work. There are some emotes. Is Black Priest Doctor Strange too powerful for the MCU? It's possible. It's possible. Jake Hedge for 10-month community member. Chris is the best. Join us. Be a member. Thank you so much, Jake, for... I thought you already became a community member, but welcome back. If you unsubscribed and subscribed, I don't know what you did, but welcome back. Am I excited for God of War Ragnarok? I don't know if we'll see that, but yeah. Oh, wait, no, God of War the movie. Sorry, I thought you were talking about something completely different. Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm from India. Say hi, please. Hello, Vishal. I hope you're doing well. All right, guys, we hit the hour mark. I love hanging out with y'all. It's a lot of fun. But I try to keep these to an hour so people will rewatch them. If it's much longer than an hour, I've decided people aren't going to go back and watch it because I don't want it to just be live. We've had a lot of fun, though. We've had over 80 people here for pretty much the entire time. We had a lot of fun. I'm pumped. We got Watch Party coming up Tuesday, which I'm excited for. It's going to be really exciting. We're left on a massive cliffhanger. I hope you can all join for that. If you are awake, 3 p.m. or 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, a.m. I meant 2:30 a.m. Go ahead and join us for the live watch party. Pull up your Disney Plus and watch with us. Jake will probably be there. Epiphany's usually there, and a few other of you guys who have been hanging out. Winter Soldier. Thank you guys all so much for hanging out. This is my favorite part of being a YouTuber is chatting with you guys live, and Culture Catch-Up's an absolute blast to do. So thanks for making it so much fun. Thanks for all your questions. And I guess I'll catch you guys all on Tuesday night. Until then, check out our videos. Subscribe to Marvel Minute News. Subscribe to Cosmic Wonder. Those are my team. Those guys do fantastic work. Subscribe to me if you haven't already. And I will see you guys all in the next one right here on Cosmic Culture. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. I've lost my mouse, so I can't leave. So I'm just going to keep talking. Oh, there it is. Goodbye, guys. Take care.